Kiki Classic Rock.
Good morning. I am not going live, I don't think, anymore. I'm actually running out of pumpkin creamer, so I gotta go get myself some more because it's very important. My name is Kiki. Today is Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. And again, there's a lot to talk about in the world of classic rock, so let's go ahead and get into it. Judas Priest has postponed the remainder of their U.S. tour while bandmate Richie Faulkner recovers from emergency heart surgery. Richie is one of the lead guitarists of the band and replaced original Judas Priest member Kiki Downing in April of 2011. Faulkner's first public gig with the band was on American Idol the following month in May. I mean, no pressure there. And he is on their 2014 album, Redeemer of Souls. Mariah Lynch, Richie's girlfriend, recently put out a thank you to everyone from him on social media. Mariah and Richie have the cutest baby girl. Her name is Falcon. Just love that name. How cute is that? I have to say, people come up with the greatest names now. And Mariah is the daughter of Dawkins George Lynch. Rob Halford has sung Richie's praises since the beginning and has even said that Richie saved Judas Priest. They recently played the Louder Than Life Festival in Louisville on Sunday, and at that same event, Kirk Hammett from Metallica joined the guys for a song. The guys are on the road as part of their 50th anniversary tour. All of the best going out to Richie and his family. Richie is only 41 years old, and we are sending out our prayers and love to him. Todd Rundgren has been in the news a little more than a lot lately. Todd recently announced that he will not be attending the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony on October 30th. He offered to accept his award live during the show he is scheduled to do, but that is not happening, so he's just not gonna be there. Todd offered to accept the award live for his fans, but just a guess that the powers that be at the Rock Hall declined him from doing that. So instead, Todd will be just performing his show in Cincinnati a few hours away while his award does get presented in Cleveland. Not quite sure why they wouldn't let Todd do a live feed, but it's not going to happen. Now, also, Todd put out a ton of collaboration into Kanye West's 10th album called Anaconda, which came out on August 29th, but Todd said that he became disillusioned after not knowing whether or not Kanye was going to use anything he sent him. Apparently, Chris Brown and Soulja Boy were also really mad with Kanye's work and put out on social media that Kanye just removed the songs that they offered to him. Why? Wait. Todd has produced a lot of the greats that we know, like Hall & Oates, Grand Funk, and Meatloaf, so he knows what he's talking about when he said that Kanye rushed the Raw album along to the shelves so he could beat out Drake. Todd's probably onto something there. Todd has lots of dates scheduled through November 17th. I mean, a ton, like one a day type of events. It's a lot. He's busy. Musicians and money, it is so crazy. Musicians work so hard for so many years, decades, literally. And at the end of the day, sometimes, not all the time, but all right, most of the time, it comes down to the money. Walter Becker, one half of Steely Dan, passed away on September 3rd of 2017, and him and Donald Fagen, they put out a tremendous amount of hits, including Hey 19, Do It Again, and one of my favorites, Ricky Don't Lose That Number. So Steely Dan as a whole has a net worth of about $50 million. Walter passed away of an aggressive form of esophageal cancer, but the craziness comes in when about 2 months after Walter's passing, both legal teams on both sides, Donald Fagen's side and Walter's widow Delia's side, they went after each other. So crazy, only literally about 2 months after he had passed away. Now, on Donald's side, he wanted a $1 million settlement to verify that the buy-sell agreement that him and Walter signed on October 31st of 1972 was still valid. This agreement that they signed back in the day basically said that if one of the Steely Dan members left, the other could buy the remaining shares of the Steely Dan Incorporation at book value. Donald says the agreement is valid. Walter's widow says that it became invalid after her husband passed away. However, Donald does admit that there probably have been oodles and oodles of lawyers working on who gets what for years and years. Walter was sick for about 10 years before he passed, so Donald was used to doing a lot on his own. However, he still feels a connection to his late friend and feels that the fighting over who gets what and how much will go on for years to come. Now, to me, that is so sad because at the end of the day, a lot of the money that you thought you were going to get from this whole said settlement will be eaten up by attorneys. Just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I could never understand why people just want to fight and drag things out. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. Steely Dan is back on the road for a short time at the end of October, then starts back up again in May of 2022. Hopefully, both sides can just come together and work this whole thing out because I said so. They should just figure it out and put it all to rest and move on, right? Now, who could possibly hate Journey's song, Don't Stop Believin'? I don't know, but apparently some people do. The Sopranos crew didn't like it at all. Makes no sense, but here's the story. The Sopranos was a long-running HBO mob show that aired from 1999 to 2007. So when it was time for the finale, they had to figure out what song would be played for the ending. Would there even be a song? If I was putting that show together, I would think there wouldn't be a song. It was a mob movie. But again, yeah, Music and the Mob. That could be a good film. Music and the Mob. There was Married to the Mob with Michelle Pfeiffer. Remember that? 3 songs were in the running for that famous ending, and one of them was Al Green's Love and Happiness. I don't know what song number 2 was. However, song number 3 was obviously Journey's hit, Don't Stop Believin'. Now, it is said that the crew did not want DSB to be played because they, quote, hated it. So, Don't Stop Believin' it was. The producer said, you don't like it? I'm gonna play it. Because you know when you tell your kid not to eat cake or candy before dinner and they do it anyway? That's what this sounds like it was. Don't eat the cake, don't play Don't Stop Believin', so I'm gonna do both. What kind of cake was it? The song played for the entire 5 minutes of the long ending, in which it is left to the viewer's imagination if Tony dies or not. I guess he did in the show. We know he did, unfortunately, pass in real life, but I'm guessing it was a hit, yep, in the diner. Producer David Chase knew DSB was the song he was going to use, but then we had to bring in Mr. Steve Perry to approve use of the song. Steve said he wasn't going to approve the song to be used in the finale of The Sopranos unless he knew how it was going to be used at the end of The Sopranos. Steve waited until 3 days before the finale was scheduled to air to give producers his answer, if they could even use the song or not. Steve let them know on a Thursday. The finale was on the Sunday. That's cutting it a little close, don't you think? Producers did have to tell him how the song was being used, but Steve was sworn to secrecy to not tell anyone what the finale was about. So obviously he didn't, because it wasn't leaked until the finale aired, and then we all knew. Yeah. It is so funny to me that at that time, Don't Stop Believin' was considered to be on its last legs in terms of popularity. Now, 14 years later, it received the Grammy Hall of Fame award and continues to be in the top 10 most downloaded songs. So I think that Don't Stop Believin' is one of those songs that just grows bigger and bigger as time goes on. I don't know of any other song that does that. Do you? I think Don't Stop Believin' is literally the only one from our era that just gets better and better, right? And I never get sick of listening to that song. I can listen to it 500 times. Well, I don't listen to it 500 times a day because that would take up all day. But I could listen to it over and over again, and I absolutely love it. Since we are on the journey path here right now in the present moment, there is still no word as to who bought Steve Perry's power pack, you know, the car, the tuxedo jacket, and signed the seasons. I don't know. Was it an album, CD? I don't know. But there is no word on who purchased that, how much the car exactly went for, or anything. Nothing. I cannot find a thing. I am not sure when they're going to release this information. You know, some people are saying it's not really that important. It's important. We would like to know, was it a super fan that bought it? Was it just a regular person and then they're going to re-auction it and flip it? We just don't know. Will they announce it on November 5th, the day that the season is being released? Your guess is as good as mine. No clue. But someone knows something. Of course someone knows. Steve Perry probably knows who bought his car. Are they friends now? I don't know. And you know, when I was Googling around to see if there was any information yet about the price that everything sold for, do you know that Steve Perry, and I could not even find a date, auctioned himself off to have coffee with him? Did you know that? I wanted to do that. How come I didn't know about that? It was on Charity Buzz. Yeah. So I wonder if he would do something like that again, have coffee with Steve Perry. And how much did that go for? I couldn't find that info either. I think they keep this stuff private, really. And the only way I knew about the $51,000 for the car that was just auctioned off is because I was in the auction. But it went by so fast. It was crazy. So yeah, I mean, could Steve Perry auction himself off to have a cup of coffee with again? And then Neil Sean will show up. And then there's that coffee, right? That the both of them could have, and then I could witness it. But that would go for a lot. Steve Perry, having coffee with him, how much you think that would go for? 10 grand? 20 grand? And, you know, would he take you for an ice cream after? Maybe. I don't know, but I think that's a good idea, Steve Perry. I think you should auction yourself off to have like a coffee date with. It's a good idea. I like it. Have an amazing day, everyone. Really. Make today your best day ever. And remember to be kind to everyone because it's the right thing to do. And it makes you feel good and it makes the recipient feel good. Just be kind. Hey, I like your yellow shirt. Oh my gosh, those pants. They're amazing. Just be nice. That's all. Be strong and remember to always importantly, again, this is the most important thing every single day. Remember, guys, to always keep rocking. Have a great Wednesday.